All right, let's just take a look at what I've done to my canvas. Okay, I just quickly added some dark foliage on both sides of the little waterfall that we'd like to have in the center. And then I went ahead and did the reflections here just like we had done back here. Okay, just to save us a little bit of time. Now, the most important thing is right in here right now. This is where the little waterfall is coming. Now, what we have to do when we have a scene like this is we've got to darken this area up because we're not going to see the waterfall unless that's first darkened. So let's get a nice little blue-gray going. And let's just take a little bit of the medium and mix into our blue to awaken it, unlock it again. And now let's just take, over here, let's just take a little bit of this brown. Okay, now the reason why I'm using the brown, to be honest with you, is that blue and brown will make gray. Alright, so that's what we want, is a nice gray. So we just go ahead and get this gray going. I think that will do very well. Alright, now, we can just, rather than taking the fan brush, what I can do is just take this other bristle that we have, which is the fucking number 4. Alright, just go ahead and pull that through. And you can do this in a couple of ways. First off, you can go ahead and just go straight across. But remember, what you want to do is get this level, alright? And the reason being is that water seeks its own level. Water is not at an angle. Alright, and then we could just, now I'm not sure that that's actually dark enough. Looks pretty light. Okay, so since I'm not sure, we'll just come over here and take a little bit of blue. Here I used an old brush I had in the painting shed outside for the house, and just went ahead and I use it to put on old foliage. We showed you that in the prep, okay? Why spend good money on your old brushes when you can just take one of those old brushes and use it. Saves the new brushes a lot, alright? Okay. I'll use a sponge if I have to. Doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead and darken this up again. Alright, that's much better. I like that. You see, we don't really see what color we have until we put it on the canvas. So that's something that you can get used to, alright? And feel good about it, okay? Take your time. There's no rush. I tell everyone, go ahead. All my students, I tell them, go ahead and get used to painting just 5 minutes a day, because you will learn a lot just painting a few minutes a day. One of the things I don't tell them is that in order to paint 5 minutes a day, you have to have a spot in your house, because you'll just want to come and paint. You don't want to, it'll take you hours to set up every day if you have to. All right, let me take my fan brush now and let's put on a little bit of that splash for the waterfall, okay? And now I want to take some titanium white, not gesso, but white, titanium white. And then a little scoop right on the very edges. All right, now here we are. We have a couple of ways that we can approach this, but let me show you the simplest, and that is just taking a line right here. All right, just take a line of paint, wipe your brush, and now here we go. We're just going to go right over it. See that? Just bring it right straight down. And it's like you're going over a pork barrel, okay? Now, how many of you remember what them old pork barrels or pickle barrels were? Yeah, some of us still remembers what it like to be them old general stores back home. All right, see that? And then just bring it back over. Bring it back over. And then we can come over here And take a little more of that blue, a little more of that white. Okay. Create a bit of a splash down here. It doesn't have to be much. Alright, just a little bit. This is tiny waterfall. So, little splish splash. I was taking a bath. Alright. I'll tell you. There we are. And that's how easy it is to put in a little waterfall right here to divide a lake into two different parts. Okay? And these are just peaceful little things that you can just add in your painting with hardly any problem at all. Now, I think that one of the things we have to really be cognizant of is that shorelines and how we treat the shores is every bit as part of water as, say, a waterfall, a lake, or a river. So over here on the left side, I'd like to show you how to put a traditional shoreline in so that you can be happy with what you're doing. All right, now, in my mind, okay, this typically means a dark riverbank with a little bit of ground, and then you see the vegetation growing there, and you see the little water lapping up against the gentle side of the mud banks. And it's just a great place for kids to play, you know. So let's take some more brown, and actually this is the first bit of this brown we're using. This is the burnt umber. It's a beautiful color. And I'm actually going to go get the number 4, actually let's take the number 8 bristle. Alright, that's a good bristle. And let's take some of this color right here on the tip. Alright, let's come up to the canvas and let me tell you the rules. Okay, we want to put in a riverbank, but a riverbank is very gently sloping to the end of the water line. So what we want to do is draw it sideways. See that? Sideways, because what that does is it gives us the illusion of flat land, okay? And we have to bring it down underneath that waterfall because it's just not going to do us any good. Now, if you feel this is too high, then make the angle even longer, okay? So if it's a cliff, you'll come straight up and down, but we don't want to have a cliff. See that? And now I've got the shore, and I can make the shore in any kind of a shape that I'd like, but I think this is a pretty good shape. Now, we always have a little reflection, so see, I'm just take my brush and pull down. Even though we've got the ground underneath already reflected, let's reflect the shoreline, and it's just a little bit. And it adds, again, a little sense of realism to your painting. And the more people see what they like, the more the happy dollars come out. And so that's what we like to see, is happy dollars. Actually, we just want to be able to do a nice painting we're proud of. So I've got a little bit of water. I've been storing this in water. Now I've wiped it out. And see this? Just backwards, forward. Now if it doesn't blend smooth like that, then just get your squirt bottle out and just put a drop. But there we are. We've got the dark green and now the light brown. Now we have a couple of choices here. We can use this brush again to highlight our riverbank, or we can use a knife. And I showed you how to use the brush for the base coating. Let me show you the knife for the highlighting. So we'll take a little bit of this color. That looks like pretty much the same color. Let's get some sienna in here. I thought that was sienna. Well, see what I see. There we go. Didn't even notice I was doing that. So let's take a little bit of this sienna, and there we are. Just put it flat. It'll take some of that blue and white. That's okay. With the blue and white, the worst that'll happen is we'll get a nice gray color. Alrighty. See, here we go. And see, I'm just pulling it over. Pulling it over. But you want to go in that same angle. That's what's so key. Let's get some more paint because we're kind of running out, and that's not good. Don't know how many classes I've taught, but invariably when I have new people, you know, everything is so new. And they'll say, oh, I don't have any more paint. I don't have any more paint. What do I do? And I'll say, quick, add some more. You know, it's just that we get panicky and we forget to think, what's going on? And just take your time. Slow down. Don't worry about it. You'll figure it out. That's why we made these tapes, so you can replay them and replay them. That's why you can, I have a help desk. If you have a question, send me a help desk request. And we got a lot of people that answer that. We also have a Yahoo group where I got 800-900 students who want to meet you. They want to share their experience with you. So feel free to join Yahoo groups. Learn to paint with Darrell Krill. All right, now I want to take a little bit of gesso. Okay, right here. We'll just put that over there. See that? Now I'll show you how to do water lines with a knife. See that? Very, very thin. Again, we could do this with the knife or with the brush, the #1 liner. And there we go. See, I'm just going backwards and forward. Just giving myself a nice little line right in there. Just like that. The key is you've got to be coming back and reloading your knife when you're out. If you don't, this really doesn't make much sense. All right, there we go. Oh, see that? And you just scrub it, scrub it, scrub it. Make sure this knife is absolutely level with the and parallel with the bottom of the canvas. So, you know, when you hold it, see how I'm holding it straight in just like that? Okay, and I got my finger on the blade. That's so I can just rough and manhandle it, make sure it goes where I want it to. There we are. Almost there. Almost there. Each time I go to reload, I wipe it off onto the paper towel. Okay. There we are. Now, let me just mention one thing, okay? And watch this here on the palette. I'm going to take just a little bit of this green right on the tip of my #3 fan brush. Part of, and an important part of doing the riverbank is the back edge. You know, here we've got it coming down into the water just fine. But that back edge is equally important because otherwise it just looks artificial. It just looks like I ran up here and smashed her in. It doesn't look natural. All right, see this? I just take some of this green. See, there it is. And all of a sudden, see this? We've got vegetation growing onto our land. And now it looks like the land is coming out of the vegetation as opposed to there being a border. And it looks so much more natural. It looks like a painting when you do things like that. And it's just these small little things that adds a great deal of professionalism to what you're doing. Okay, see that? Now you want to make sure that you do that on every riverbank you do. Alrighty. Now you don't always have to have a riverbank when at the edge, okay? You could have just vegetation with the water line. You'll see that a lot in swampy places and other areas where the land has eroded. But here we have a very natural, and then all it is just a matter of highlighting everything and highlighting our foliage. We'll do that later when we do the trees and bushes and grass video. Right now I just wanted to show you the riverbank. I wanted to show you how to put that water line in and have a very natural shoreline. Now one of the things, this is what this does, is it assumes that the shoreline is going gradually down into the water and it, you know, goes way under. But have you ever been on some of these shorelines where there's like a foot and a half drop between the edge of the shoreline and the water? How do you do that? Well, we're going to show you that on the other side. So let's go over here and we'll clean out our brushes. You see my hand moving over here. All I'm doing is cleaning out these brushes, and I'm just going to put them into our brush tray, a holding tray for use. Okay, I think I'll actually take this brush and move it out, and I'll just spray it because I don't know if we're going to use it anymore, but there we are. I'm spraying everything again just to make sure the paint stay nice and wet. You should do that every 15 or 20 minutes, okay? All right, now the next thing we want to do is this shoreline that I was telling you about. So I can go ahead here and take this number 4 bristle and reload my burnt umber. Whoops, that's a lot of burnt umber. Let's come back up here. Now we'll just go ahead and just put on a strip of brown, because if you'll remember, I told you this is coming down for about foot and a half. So maybe that's all the larger that particular cascade is. All right, and then there we go. We'll just put that right in there. All right, let's go ahead and grab some more burnt umber. Okay, now, as I'm doing this, I'm making a couple of realizations. First off, the top of this has to go back. So that has to be level, see? So I'm going back in to my vegetation, to my foliage, with just straight lines. Okay? And so that's kind of like flatten that top. But we don't really see that because we have the same color. So let's grab some of this. Oh, let's take a little bit of this gesso and mix it in with this burnt sienna we've got here, just for some highlight. Maybe we warm it up with a little alizarin crimson. A little more. There we go. Now, very lightly, we want to highlight this, okay? And so I'll just start at the edge and very lightly. See that? And I'll just continue down the edge of that shoreline. There it is, just that easy. Now we don't have any hard lines, and we've got some deep edges here. Now occasionally we're going to have one come down just like that. So I'll just bring and then fade, 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 fade. Bring, fade, fade, fade. All right? Just like that. Fade, fade, fade. Maybe we'll bring another one out here. Fade, 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 fade. Bring another one here. That one's really strong. All right. Now, while my brush is still wet, let me grab a bit of black. Okay, see? While my brush is still wet, I've got a little bit of black. Okay. Now, in between here, this is going to be quite dark in the center. So let's draw a little bit of a dark line. And then we'll just bring it in here, just like that. See that? Yep, bringing that in, just like that. Okay, now we want to put that brush into the water for cleaning. We'll grab our knife and we'll put together a little bit more of the water line. Let's see how that's doing. That's not doing well, so there we go. There we are. Nice line. Now, because we have so many nooks and crannies, I'm going to use the small knife edge. Okay, so here we go. And this will give you a real good idea. I'm just going to go do this one right in here. See that one? And then, see? Grab a little bit more. And we'll have to work a little bit. But you get the idea on how to do these little ridges. It's just a little something to help make your painting just a little more special. Now, back home where I'm from, we love these little areas because if you reach right under in here and you reach it down about 3-4 feet, if you got a friend there to hold your leg, you could probably pet the belly of a catfish. And if you get him nice and comfortable, he'll just kind of roll over on you and boom, you got some real good eating for dinner. Real good eating. Okay, here we are, come right around like that. All right, and then just like the other, we'll take our fan brush, go ahead and put a little bit of this green on the tips, and watch this. We want to be able to come in, all right, just like that, and set in our shoreline so that everything looks nice and foliage natural. See that? Just comes right down. Yeah, that's what we're looking for. Alrighty. Well, that's a couple of things to show you how to work with different lakes. Let's go see how we might work with a river. Let me give you a little tip about painting foliage and reflections in lakes, okay? This is going to be worth its weight in gold because so many people will say, I can't get over those reflections. They look perfect. How did you do them? And your answer is one at a time. And if they give you that dirty look, that means they didn't appreciate that answer. Then you say, well, you know, what you have to do is you paint the bush or the tree to begin with. Then you have to flip it over and you've got to paint it again. So let me show you the quick pushover method. See, we got this tree or this bush coming in like that, so we'll just come right down, see? And we'll just put that little old bush right in there. And here's another one that's a little bit bigger. So we'll just go ahead. Now I want you guys to know something. I am being tortured right now because my videographer, my entire filming crew, are eating lunch. And they're not sharing. They're letting me suffer through this. They said, I'm not done. I haven't done my job. And so therefore I need to keep working. So I want you guys to know the amount of boss abuse that's going on down here. So here we go. Come right in here. And then we have a big old bush back here. So it's so important to put this back here like this. Now, once you've got that done, then the thing to do is to take the fan brush. That's that bristle fan we've been working with, and pull it down, okay? And if you don't see your color pulling down too easily, then all you do is wash your fan with the color that was there. Okay, grab the mist bottle. You knew I was going to do the mist bottle, didn't you? All right. And just give it a light little spray from about 2. See? Now it's having no problems coming down. Now, once you do this, though, it's so important that you take that brush and wipe her dry with your paper towel. See? And there you are, backwards and forwards. That works beautifully. That's how you do it if all that was what you were doing, is just going ahead and leaving it like that. But in our exercise, we want to show you how to have color and also reflect your colored bushes. So we're going to take some yellow here. You're almost getting a preview to one of our upcoming videos, which is trees. Or no, bushes and grass. All right, there we go. See that? And so, of course, we need to do this. Now I'm going to tell you on a little secret. It almost doesn't matter if it looks exact or not. So here we just take the brush with each tree we do. And there you are. And then, if we're doing another one, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is, there it is. Just like that. We can go ahead and bring that in just like that. See? And then you can pull it in, pull it down. And wow, look at that. And we'll just come back here. I'm just using this with the yellow. It can be with all kinds of colors. It doesn't matter. All right? It does not matter. The thing to do is to remember to preserve the dark. See, we've got dark here, and we'll see how each one of these are lining up with the bush. And because it's doing that, all right, now I just pull it up, and then straight across. Okay, and here's another tree. Bush, I meant to say, another bush. Woof, 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 woof. Say those noises. Woof, 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 woof. There it is. So you do these each time, and you make sure that they line up, just like this. And then let's do the final one. Boy, that's a big one. Yeah, there it is. And then this one. And see how easy those reflections are? If you lose any of your water lines, just go ahead and put them back in, but I think we're doing okay. And that's as easy as putting in reflections. Okay, let's move on to the rivers.